A big weekend series up ahead for the North Iowa Bulls against the St. Cloud Norsemen. I'm here with the head coach of the North Iowa Bulls, Nick Bruneteau, ahead of the weekend series. And Coach, first off, talk with me about the past series against the Mallards, now making it 3 straight wins in a row. And what's gone into that success for the unit on the ice?
Well, we want to have a defense-first mindset. And I thought we did a really good job of that. I thought our back pressure was good all weekend. We eliminated their odd man rushes, and we executed the game plan very well. And when you do that, you have a D-first mindset. You have a weekend like we had where you gave up 1 goal in 2 games. So proud of the maturity the group is showing, and it needs to continue here down the stretch.
Of the players who had particularly standout weekends, actually on the offensive side, Noah Deemer had, I think, 4 points over the course of the weekend and has looked like he's grown more confident in his offensive game as the season's gone on. What's gone into that development that he's had throughout the course of the season here?
Well, he's been really, really good for us defensively all season. He's him and Eli, who have played a lot of minutes together, have been our number 1 PK pair, and they've played a lot of the home nights as a match line. So they've been good defensively. So that's something we count on them every single night. And the offensive production at times can come in waves, and you saw this weekend him get rewarded for playing the right way. So I think the whole group was happy for him, and we hope the success continues.
You mentioned Eli Miller as well, who's had a pretty remarkable season, especially on the penalty kill side of things. What's he mean to the unit and the production, especially with just how long and how many games he's gotten into as a member of the North Iowa Bulls?
Yeah, those two together have been phenomenal, and Eli adds an added element of experience, being a guy that's been here for 3 seasons. He's seen the ups and downs, and he's a guy that our younger players can lean on for advice and to help them, mature their games as well. But same thing as Deemer, night in, night out, he's been excellent for us defensively, and he's somebody that we can always count on in those moments, in those roles.
And one other guy who had a great weekend, the netminder Kyle Osgun, who only gave up 1 goal on the weekend series and got the second shutout of his season. It looked like a good bounce back after a little bit of a rough stretch at one point, but looks like he's found his game again. And what's he been improving on, and what's he been doing maybe a little bit differently or gotten himself back into where he found his form from earlier on in the season here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a goalie expert, and so I don't claim to be one, but I think for us and our group, he's made some very timely saves. And if you look at those Mallards games, Saturday night's a 0-0 game and they get a breakaway and he makes a big save. Or, on Friday, first 5 minutes, they get a 2-on-1 in a tie game and he makes a big save. So he's made timely saves for us. I think the thing that we've liked in his game is he seems to be playing the way he practices the second half, and the competition, the compete that he has had has risen, and I think we're seeing that in games. And I'll also give our defensemen credit. I thought last weekend they were excellent. I thought they did a really good job of eliminating second and third opportunities and just keeping things simple and moving pucks up ice. So the whole back end, whether it's the defensemen or the goaltenders, had a great weekend, and we expect that to continue.
Let's turn attention to the upcoming couple of games. Friday night in St. Cloud, Saturday night back here against the Norsemen. It's a big weekend. Norsemen are just above the head of the Bulls in the standings, and Bulls are chasing a playoff spot. So what sort of challenges do the Norsemen present that you guys will have to figure out how to answer here?
They play with a ton of speed. They're well coached. I think it's actually interesting. Their season has somewhat mirrored ours. I think they had a decent start, and then they had a bunch of injuries. And I know at one point they had probably 10 of their regulars out with injuries. So in that stretch of the season, they seem to struggle. They're healthy again, and they're playing good hockey. And last weekend they split with Bismarck in a tough place to play, and they could have come away with all 4 points. On Friday they had them on the ropes 1-1 with 8 minutes left in the game. So they're playing really good hockey. I think for us, defensively, we're going to have to do a good job of identifying coverage, especially when the pucks go low to high, and our back pressure is going to remain an important detail for us.
7 o'clock puck drop up at St. Cloud, 6:30 back here on Saturday at the Mason City Arena. Coach Bruneteau, thanks so much. Good luck to you here.
Thanks, Chris.